Fine. I know you don't give it. Right, Julia?
You were ranked dead last in the AP rankings and the coaches poll. Where does this upset rank in your career?
Well, I've played this game for a long time, ever since it came out, I think in 1990, so it's been about 30 years. I spent a lot of time in the Jayhawk leagues down in Kansas. I was fortunate enough to win a season championship down there, but up here it's a completely different stratosphere. The level of play is much higher. To be honest with you, I didn't think I was even going to end up in the top 3 or 4 today, but something happened and everything clicked, and I'm amazed. I can't believe I won it.
Just give it. Julia, one more thing.
After this shocking victory, did any of the other players congratulate you?
Well, there was quite a few people there, and of course I had some of my boys from the West End, Andy Ray, Franklin, and Yo Adrian.
Hey, yo. Ray, West Coast, baby. Let's go.
Daddy's here. The lights on, get the camera on. Daddy's here.
So I appreciate all that support. There were times, though, that I felt like I was on an island out there all by myself. And that just comes with the territory. It's part of the game. So.
You'll obviously go up in the power rankings now. How would you measure yourself against other Tecmo players?
How would I measure myself against other Tecmo players? By height.
Tell us anything whatsoever. Fine. I know you.
Do you have any pregame rituals or superstitions?
Pre-game rituals or superstitions? Greek salad. That's my one ritual, I guess. Anytime I'm going to go out there on the Tecmo gridiron, before I head out there, I eat an entire Greek salad.
Where'd the name Jimmy Curls come from?
Jimmy Curls, that goes back a ways. A buddy of mine, Jerry Cunningham, he was the one who introduced me to the pass play called Shotgun Curls. So we used to call it Jerry Curls in honor of my boy Jerry. Just recently, though, we've been playing a lot, and I've been using that play, so my friends nicknamed it Jimmy Curls. I'm very proud to have my own play named after me. That's in Tecmo Bowl.
And he says, we got this, it's Jimmy Curls. Because they all do curls.
It's my bread and butter play. I live by it, I die by it. And today, I live by it. Some people will argue that it's not a very good play. All 4 of your receivers are visible to the secondary. You can argue that either way. I like it, and today it came in really handy.
You wore 54 tonight. Is there a reason you chose that number?
Some defenses run a 3-4, some run a 4-3. I run a 5-4, so that's why I wore 54.
You can do that?
If you have Darryl Green, you can. Next question.
Can you take us through each of the 3 games?
Woo! It was a long day today. First game, I had to go up against Franklin. If you know anything about Franklin, the guy likes to talk.
Got lucky against me, and he cheated because he scored more points. And the fact of the matter is, if he hadn't scored more points, then I'd have won.
I felt like I was the underdog in that game. When he put up the 2 teams, the Bills and the Giants, I thought about it, and the Giants are his go-to team. He's great with Lawrence Taylor. But I've had a lot of experience against him lately. I've lost a lot against him lately, but I felt like I knew his playbook. I knew his strategy with the Giants. And I thought that with the Buffalo Bills, one of the best teams in the game, that I had a puncher's chance at upsetting him. And that's how it worked out. I had to play a perfect game. I had to hope for a couple turnovers. I got that and ended up with the win.
That was f***ing bullshit, man. I'm better than that dude. I will beat him again when we play. I can't wait to play. Beep. But anyway.
Second game, Steeler. The guy's one of the best to ever play the game. And I think his only mistake today was giving me the opportunity to take the 49ers. When he put up the 2 teams, Eagles and 49ers, my eyes got as big as saucers. And I grabbed San Fran. And luckily I did a decent job at containing Rockin' Randall Cunningham by using Ronnie Lott. On offense, I just chucked it up there with Montana and hoped that Jerry Rice would get it. It worked out. But as you know, I always say, a little bit of rice, be so nice.
Tell us about the Daryl Green controversy.
The Daryl Green controversy. That takes me to the last game, which is the championship game against Gill. In my opinion, Gill is the GOAT. I've played a lot of Tecmo Bowl. I've never seen somebody who has mastered the game as much as he has. I mean, he's beaten me with the Phoenix Cardinals before, handedly, where he's playing with Phoenix and I'm playing with a top-tier team. Before the game started, the teams were determined it was going to be the Saints and the Redskins, and I made the mistake of asking the question, who's the defensive stud on the Redskins team? I heard somebody, I'll leave the person's name anonymous, they said Daryl Green. And so I said, okay, I'll take Washington, and I used Daryl Green. I made a mistake, and I want to apologize for that. I shouldn't have asked that question.
I find it ironic that Jimmy won with the Redskins, a team nicknamed the Hogs.
Let's bleed, pig!
When he won the way he did, it became a slaughter.
On your eyes, pig!
If you know Jimmy, he's a pretty non-confrontational type of guy. Doesn't want ripples in the water. Suddenly, there was a bullseye on his back.
Hey, when you're the big dog, you're going to have a big target on you.
When the game was over with, I was very lucky. I had to play a perfect game, and I pulled it off. I offered to give the money back, and that was denied.
I think that if I would have got to the fucking money before did it, I'd have had it in my pocket. That's what I think about it. Because once you try to offer that, that's your money. You want to throw on the floor, it's anybody's game.
And so, I don't know. If you want to put an asterisk next to my name, that's just the way it's got to be. I made the mistake. My bad. Next question, please.
Come on, I know you
What about the static over the nose tackle situation?
Jeez. The nose tackle situation. Well, if you know anything about Tecmo Bowl, you can use your nose tackle to dive in. Sometimes it's an easy sack. So we voted early on today in the tournament whether we should allow that or not. The majority voted no on the nose tackle.
No one likes to lose.
Me kind of stirring the pot a little bit, if I was going to be honest.
All right, repeat the question.
It was a little salty to begin with.
Things just kept getting a little more interesting. Momentum started to build.
Do I think that Jimmy Curls cheated? I don't think Jimmy Curls has it in him to cheat.
One thing led to another. The perfect storm happened.
As I progressed through the day, my brain was fried. I was trying to do everything I could just to beat these guys. And in the championship game, third quarter, I made another mistake. I asked, hey, are we allowed to use the nose tackle to dive? And I got raked over the coals.
If you don't want to deal with Daryl Green, you'd think you would welcome the nosedive question. But instead, people ganged up on Jimmy and went ballistic. If it's truly a matter of principle and what's right or wrong, I wonder if Jimmy would have been losing by 20 points if the same questions would have sparked the same fire. There was a lot of hate swirling around him in that room. He asked 2 questions he shouldn't have asked, and it became mob mentality, like the Salem Witch Trials. It escalated, and Jimmy Curls cracked under all that pressure. He said some mean and rude things. I think something like, haters will hate.
Now see what's going on here is a classic example of haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate.
He was irate.
I made some mistakes today. I hope you can understand and maybe forgive me.
I think it's fun when you got that many competitive people together competing, and whether it's poker, whether it's video games, whether it's Foursquare, whatever it is, when you got a lot of dudes like us that just love to compete and have been buddies for our 20 years. We want to win whether it's, tic-tac-toe. So, I don't think it really matters if it's video games.
I mean, it's the only video game that's ever mattered. It's the most ultimate battle of one-on-one because it's a 2-button selection.
But then it was just all around a good time, and wanting to do it again.
Then you throw a little money on top of it, things can, it really gets competitive.
It's an old school. Let's see who can push the buttons harder. Let's see who tricks who else, whatever. I mean, so it's the ultimate. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, that's back when you played and the better man won.
Is there anyone else from the Quad Cities that you think could have won this tournament?
Yeah, one name comes to mind. Another West Ender goes by the name of Denmu!
Probably Greg Dimmer would be my guess.
Yeah, you got the good old monster thumb. He can shake you. You grab onto him, you gone.
What are your plans to do with all the winnings?
Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my beautiful wife to Texas Roadhouse. I'm going to cut up the biggest, juiciest steak they have. Then I'm probably going to fork out some dough and get me a football jersey that actually fits. And if there's anything left, I might spend it on some Rogue. Because you know that I'm a rogue, and I'm also a maverick. No more questions.
It'll be a rematch. Jimmy Curls, a rematch.
I was cheering for Jimmy, I'm not going to lie, because he's the underdog.
Kind of an underdog, and I think they were shocked.
It's not too national. I don't care. That man is where he's too big a guy. He put that on record too, but
probably the play of the tournament with the goal line stand at the 1. So when that happened, I decided, Jimmy might win this whole thing.
Let's go! Seeing Jimmy win that thing, it was literally like Rocky.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
First he went up against Franklin, Apollo Creed, done. Then he had Skyler, Clubber Langdon. What was next? Drago'd him. Hey, yo.
Yo. Yo. Yo. Yo. Yo.
I'm glad a West Ender took the title home.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm so tight.
Don't everybody thank me at once.